Why can I not form a healthy relationship with men? Because
I agree with every single thing she said. Her video is literally so accurate. The reason why I'm single is because I'm terrified of men, like romantically. I remember I watched Promising Young Women, and like about halfway through the movie, this is technically a spoiler, but it's been so many years. Halfway through, we realized that the nice guy that's trying to date her is also as awful as the rest. Like, there's no such thing as a nice guy, like ever. So when I like start dating a guy, of course I'm excited and like, I'm happy and I get giggly and stuff. But at the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, when will the other shoe drop? Like, what awful thing have you done or will you do? Like, I'm just waiting for like that wickedness to just pop out. Like, I'm so terrified of that moment to come. Men are so scary. I don't know. Like, my biggest fear is one day waking up and realizing that I'm married to a psychopath who is committed to torturing me.
So I saw this video in the wonderful world of TikTok. Okay, I was scrolling and it came on my, my page and I saw it. And I really, really wanted to address this conversation because not only is it, in regards to this particular video, but also in the comment section, it's filled with women who are explaining their same exact fears. And I found it very, very interesting. One of the reasons I found it so interesting is because women are so bold in talking about, their fears in relationships, how afraid they are of men. We can't trust them. They're untrustworthy. Like, they're crazy. They're this, they're that. They will do all of these things just to treat you a certain way. And I find it so interesting because they're making this a men issue. Right? They're saying, oh, I don't want to wake up one day and realize that I'm married to a crazy person. And on the flip side, how do you not feel, as you're saying that men are so scary, how come men are not walking around saying, I'm so afraid of women? As a matter of fact, men should be walking around talking about they afraid. They should be. Y'all be taking the children away. Y'all be tarnishing away the relationship between father and child. Y'all be taking him for everything he got. Y'all be making false allegations. Y'all be lying on them with no repercussions. Y'all be setting them up. Okay? Y'all be talking about, oh, well, you better do this. Y'all be blackmailing. Y'all be doing all of the above. They should be the ones saying that they should be the ones saying they scared. Because y'all the ones who will push the issue to be with somebody. Oh, well, we need to make this official. We need a title. I'm not going to be, just be kicking it. I need to be your girlfriend. We need to be, something that's solid. Oh, well, I'm not going to be a girlfriend forever. I need a ring on my finger. We're not going to be playing house. Y'all be pushing for it and then wake up and be like, I don't want to be with you no more. I don't want to do this. I'm out. As a matter of fact, they should be the ones talking about they scared. That's what they should be saying. That's their line. And most of the time, that's their line off of stuff they see in reality, not a movie. They can recall about 5-10 people that they know that been through the ringer when it comes to a woman. Most men that y'all be talking about he a dog and he is this, his villain story started from a woman. That's where it came from. Something a woman did. If we're being real. Walking around with an irrational fear of men, period, over a movie you watched, and thinking that that's completely normal to walk around with that mind frame, doesn't make any sense. It's super unhealthy. And it's also drastically illogical, especially with the fact that you are not going off of anything that you yourself have experienced. You are making a claim that you are not taking a step forward to be in a relationship with or get close enough to a man because of an irrational fear of a movie. This is the same exact thing that women do when it's like, they're expecting their husband or their fiance to, drop all the rose petals down and open the doors and do all of these things. They want all the romanticism of life based off of a movie. You don't think that there's something wrong? That women have that ideology that everything that they see on TV must be how it is in real life. Everything that they see in the movie must be how it is in real life. There's nothing wrong with walking around with precautions, right? Being cautious of people that you don't know, strangers. What gets me is that women are talking about how they're so afraid of men, but they be hanging out with a girl they just met yesterday and will, go all around the world with this person. Like women are not capable of doing anything, that don't make sense. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with being, cautious, having caution. But interestingly enough, a lot of women, they get into relationships with men or they get into spaces around men and they look at the flowers, they look at the candy, they look at the chocolate. Oh, he's so sweet. He did this for me. Oh, he's so sweet. He did that for me. What she said in this conversation, she was like, oh, in that movie, the guy who, was kind of straight up with the girl and was horrible to her. And the guy who brought her flowers, it was the same exact kind of thing. They both had the same aim. You know what's so interesting is because women, they don't take that as for what it is. They take that as, oh my gosh, you can't trust a man. That's not the point. The point is you can't follow the facade. Okay, you got to really get to know somebody for real. You can't follow the facade. Walking around and this is the same thing. This is why a lot of women hated people like Kevin Samuels, who would speak the truth blatantly to your face, tell you like it is. But then a guy like Derek, that was telling you everything you wanted to hear, it hurts you way more when it's coming from the person who's saying, oh, you deserve the world, you deserve this, feeding you a fantasy. You yourself as a woman have to live in reality, so you can't be sold anything. You see, when you realize how things really go, you can't be sold a story, a gimmick, a fantasy, because you know the traits of men. You studied, you done your due diligence to find out what traits men have, to know when a man is really about you, how he's going to move, how he's going to act. You're not following behind the smile, the cheesing, the this, the that. You're not following for any of that. You're going for the real person. Who are you really? What are your principles? What do you stand for? What do you think about this? Having hard conversations early on. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What's your idea on this? What's your idea on roles? A lot of women get caught up, again, in the gimmicks. And then they turn around and they're so afraid when they can't believe that this man turned out to be something completely different. Oh, I can't believe, he was buying me flowers every single week. He was doing all of this for me. He was, bending over backwards. I can't believe that this happened. No, you were just easy. You were easy to obtain because you fell for all the gimmicks. Now, this is not to say that a man who's sending flowers or a man who's doing kind gestures, that there's anything wrong with him. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that there will be a guy who is straight up, who is honest with a woman, telling her like it is, hey, babe, I can't see you this night. I can't see you this weekend. Oh, he can't even do the bare minimum of giving me flowers. You ready to make that man seem like he's the worst thing on earth because he can't, fan your flame and he's not bowing to your every move. You mad at him. And you think that just because this man bought you flowers and he didn't, that this man must be a better catch. That's how you fall for the okie doke. We have to be honest. It's interesting because, a lot of times, again, I have to say it, women get into relationships with men and, there's a lot of women who get into relationships with men that it's just for financial gain. It's for, I could have him wrapped around my finger. I could make him do whatever I want to do. Oh, he just seemed like he might be the best option and a good provider. I can't stand him. I'm going to cheat on him behind his back. But, at least he's going to be the forward representative that I want everybody to see. Women are strongly capable of doing these things, and they do it. And they're on apps like TikTok, and they're boastful about it. But as women, it's interesting because you say that you're powerful. You don't need no man. You know, anything a man could do, you could do better. You know, you're this and you're that, and you know, you're all of these things. But all of a sudden, when it's you talking about your fear of the people that you're supposed to be interacting with, all of a sudden, that's when you become the weaker vessel. All of a sudden, you the weaker vessel. Oh, I'm just so terrified. I'm afraid. I watched the movie once and I feel like I don't know. A lot of these fears are deeper rooted in traumas, right? So you have some people who are just illogically afraid of things just because they saw one thing about it and it stays in their subconscious mind and they're harping on it. And then you have people who they have also been told as they're growing up that men are no good. You can't trust them. You can't rely on them. You can't depend on them. They're not dependable. You know, they got your worst interests at heart. Make sure that you don't, if you ever anywhere and you need some help, make sure you don't ask no man. Some of these things are deep rooted. And when you go back, you realize that your mom was in a situation that she couldn't rely on a man that she just met on a whim and had you. And so now she's teaching you with that same rhetoric. Oh, you know, we can't depend on men. We got to do it all our own. You know, as women, we got to just look out for each other because men. But then when you get in trouble, who do you call? More than likely, it's a man that's going to come to your rescue. We just got to be honest. I think it's sad that we're in a state right now when it comes to relationships that, you know, men are stepping away because they can't deal with like the mental gymnastics of the foolishness. And women are literally, what is the word that I would use? Alienating themselves away from men, away from relationships. And they're going all into this group of like-minded women who just want to be together by themselves. So because this is an opposite way of saying, you know, there's women who say, we don't need no man, we could do bad out by ourselves. And it's an arrogant way. And so now there's a fear-based way. But in all these ways that we look at, it's all targeted to keep women from being in relationships with men and keeping them together in a group by themselves. No family structure, no balance. And I think it just goes to show that whatever movie that she watched inflicted her so much, it causes domino effect to lead women, again, away from family structure, away from being the spouse, away from relationships, away from marriages, away from men. That's interesting. Same thing like when we watch, you know, some old movies, and when we be like, see, that's why I don't trust no man because, you know, how dare Harpo do that? You know, how dare he? Does art imitate life? Sure. But you got to look in your real reality right now. You got to look around in your surroundings. It's sad, you know. It's sad that there's such a separation. But again, why would a man want to be in a relationship with a woman who is afraid of, or who is waiting, quote unquote, for the boot to drop or for the bottom to drop out? Why would a man want to stand and sit in a space that he isn't facing constant judgment, waiting for this woman to say, aha, I got you. Finally, I have the reason to leave. This is why men say they're going overseas. This is why men say that they're going to other women who get it. This is why. Because it's way more complicated than it should be. Because now if a man gets with you, he got to heal all this trauma that you have about men. Then if you decide to have a child with him, he got to heal all your trauma again about men and how he's going to relate to his child. It's too much. It's an overload. This is just my opinion, y'all. This is my opinion. I like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.